So y'all, tomorrow morning, it is finally time for the 3 steers we've got to go to the processor. You know, you always kind of hate to see your animals go. It's one of those situations you hate to see them go, but you love to watch them leave kind of deals. You know, I'm a little bit sad they're going because I've got so used to them being here. But at the same time, I'm happy they're going because they're going to be providing a lot of food here. And to be honest with y'all, we decided to go ahead and do this now because we don't want to feed them through the winter. There's no grass in this pasture out here. They're not quite as big as I would like them to be, but it's just time for them to go. So what I'm working on today is getting things set up so that tomorrow morning we can come down here and get these things loaded on a trailer and get gone. I want everything to be ready tomorrow morning when we come down here to load these, because we've got to have them at the processor pretty early tomorrow morning. And, you know, so I ain't really going to have time to set up in the morning. So I'm going to make sure all that's done today. But what I'm running into here is I've got our big stock trailer. Now, this is mine and Daddy's. I was like 24-foot aluminum stock trailer. We actually used to use it when we were riding horses all the time. This is what we used to haul our horses in. But what I'm running into here, this is the first time I've ever loaded anything from this place into this stock trailer. And I can't get that door open because the shelter's too tall here. I could use the sliding door, and I may end up having to do that, but I don't really want to because these cows aren't used to being hauled, so they don't know exactly what to do. I want as least problems as possible. So I want to be able to swing open the big door there on the back. And like I said, what I'm running into is it's going to hit the top of the building there. The shelter's just not quite tall enough. And I've got it over this way, just as far as it can go. There's no way that I can make it work right now. So what I'm thinking is, you can kind of see, like, well, I don't know how good y'all can tell, but the end of the trailer, the back of the trailer here is kind of high off the ground anyways. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to jack up. I'm going to put the jack down right here. And y'all, I'm sorry about the wind noise. It is very windy out here this morning. I'm going to put the jack down and try to pick up on the front of the trailer and see if that'll lower the back end of the trailer. And if I can get it to lower it enough, I should be able to swing that door open. And it just depends on how much I can pick up on this trailer.
I think the cattle are like, Mur, what are you doing with that huge thing? Are you going to sell us?
You think they know what's going on?
I don't know. I think they do.
I mean, they might. Let's see if anything's even changing back here. Oh yeah, I am getting close to being able to open that door. I've got, I don't know though. The locking arm up there is going to be in the way, so this ain't going to work. Man, there's no way I'm going to be picking it up high enough to do that. Huh. Well, scratch that idea. So we may just have to swing this door open right here and use it. And just hope and pray they go in that hole right there. So I got my helpers with me. Got a little man and my cowgirl here. Anyways, we're gonna take these old gates I got over here on the front of the tractor and set them up inside there and try to make somewhat of a chute. And I can tell you from experience that if a cow sees an opening anywhere that it ain't supposed to go to, chances are it's going to take advantage of that opening and try to go through it. So we're going to try to close up any escape routes there is underneath this shelter, and that they've only got one way to go, and that's on the trailer.
If we open it wide open, look, if we open it wide, look, it's going to hit the roof. But oh, yeah.
So we got a couple old gates in here. Well, actually, this is a new gate, but then I've got this old bent up gate here. When you put a cow in a tight spot and it don't want to go where you're trying to get it to go, I've seen the cows do some crazy things. But we're hopefully going to try to prevent that. I'm going to tell you, I'm actually even considering loading these cows tonight. I don't like doing that. I don't like leaving cows on the trailer overnight. But I mean, they got plenty of room in there. They're blocked from the wind. We can put them some straw down. I mean, so they'll have bedding to lay in. I'll just have a messy trailer to clean out when we get back. That might be the simpler thing to do because, well, that way if we mess up or something goes wrong, we got time to fix it. If something goes wrong in the morning, we don't really have time to fix it because they've got to be there so early in the morning. Anyways, let's see if we can't get these things rigged up.
What do you need a hay string for?
You'll see here in a minute.
To tie it?
Tie up these gates with it. It works good for some temporary
String?
gate tying.
What if they bend down and they go under there?
Yeah, I know. That's the only fear I have. Maybe this will work.
Ain't these cows growing a whole bunch? They used to be small as Lovey. Yeah,
Yeah.
and remember, they used to be just a little bit bigger than Lovey. But Lovey's short anyways. They got goat.
So this ain't the most secure rigging, but it holds that gate up so if they kick it, it's hopefully not going to fall, like immediately fall, and then they get out. Let's get this one right here done because I have a feeling this is going to be the more important hole to have blocked off where they can see outside. And if they see that out there, they're going to want to get out of here and take off.
Yeah.
Chances are them trying to actually go through that hole, even though I'm sure they would try it, they're more apt to go through this one. When you use hay string for stuff like this right here, it's always best to double up on it so you can get the best strength out of it.
What if you tie that to this?
Well, that's what I'm going to do. See here, I can tie it around this because this ain't going to be moving.
But what happens if the door hits that?
It ain't going to matter.
Oh yeah, because they're too big to go through that.
I think I'm going to drive this T-post up in the ground right here, and that'll also sort of close off that gap I have down under the gate, and we can tie this gate to this T-post.
What I'm hoping is you can pour some feed on there, and they're pretty feed motivated.
Yeah. Look at them right now. I mean, I think I could almost lower them on here. I mean, we could put them a layer of straw in there.
There wouldn't be no colder than laying under that building.
Exactly. They ain't gonna be. I mean, they got the wind blocked off of them. The only deal is we're gonna have a mess on the trailer
Yeah.
if we leave them in there
It's gonna be a
overnight.
mess either way, 'cause that's a long ways to take them.
And we're gonna have to put water on there with them.
Yeah.
So that'd be the only.
Well, we do need to put something in the bottom though, so they have something warm to lay in.
We can go get us a bale of straw, some feed on here,
Put their feed trough in there.
and not even run them.
Open that gate, and me and you just
Let them go.
stand back and let them see if they'll.
Yeah.
You remember that time me and you tried to move Black Star and put her on a trailer? Like, it's been a year or two ago. And finally, we just had to, she was in here, and we were moving them down to the farm. We did something, I can't remember. We put the rest of them
I
on the
remember
trailer.
what you're talking about. Yeah.
And you
We
ended up, you just had to wrap a rope around Black Star's
Yeah.
neck and let her.
And
go.
lead her.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah. You don't need me right now.
No, we're done for now, I guess.
This was a good idea, though.
Well, luckily, we have the bent up gate that the bull tore down, and I hadn't ever put up the new gate.
Yeah.
So,
It worked
I mean,
out.
it worked out. All right, y'all. So I think we've got this rigged up enough that hopefully we can get the cows on here. So what our plan is going to be is to lock them up. I swear, cows, y'all just mess with stuff you shouldn't be messing with. Over there rubbing his head on that string that's holding that gate open. But we're going to lock them up into this pen. Then I can open up this gate, swing it around, And that gate, once it's opened, will block off this hole over here. And the only holes they'll have to go out with will be this or this right here. And I'm not going to say that if they get in here and start acting crazy, they may try to go out either one of those.
Well, I'm gonna put my 2 cents on it. I think our best bet, if we're gonna do it this evening, is to shut that gate, the little gate.
Yeah.
Open the big one, but leave it open for a little bit. Let them.
Yeah, and you're saying put the feed trough on here.
Yes, and just let them mosey around in here and smell of it and everything else, and then hopefully they will place themselves.
Well, hopefully.
I ain't never had good luck running cows. Not in our situation.
Yeah, we don't have the greatest setup
It's
to load a
best
cow.
if you can just take your time and let them do it. You just be ready to shut the door when they get on there.
Right. And so the thing that worries me the most too is like when I'm loading cows with Daddy, we load cows in the pasture. So if the cows get out of our pinned up loading place, they're still in the fence. Here in our situation, if the cows get out, they're out. Like
Except for the bull, he jumped back in the pasture.
Yeah, well that was different. But anyways, so yeah, I think that'll work, Megan. And we got the side door right over there, and we can put the trough and all on there. I think it's too high for them to jump, but you can't never tell. I've seen some cows come over some very unpredictable spots.
Over that door right there.
Yeah, y'all see which? All right, so the trailer was sitting in a different location. Like the back end of the trailer was sitting quite a bit lower than it is now. But when we went and got Belle, this door right here was swung open against the guy's loading chute. And Belle got up in here, and instead of going in that big hole, like the whole back door was open. Instead of her going in that big hole, she decides she's going over top of the gate, and she went over that door right there and back out into the guy's pasture.
Jumped like a deer.
And at that point, Megan looked at me. She's like, "Are you sure you want this cow?" And that's Belle we're talking about, y'all. Y'all see how gentle she is now. Like
She's the light brown one.
Yeah, the light brown cow that we've got. That was Megan's first milk cow. That was the cow that Megan learned to milk on. And when we went to get her, she was so wild she jumped over this door.
Well, it's late this evening. We're gonna see if we can get them loaded up before it gets dark.
Hey, I was in there just now scattering that straw out. I mean, even if they're laying against the side of the trailer, that trailer's got kick panels in it, and they're all plastic, so
That's
it's not
right. So they ain't gonna be laying against metal. I forgot it had them in it.
Honestly, they're probably going to be warmer in that trailer than they would be up there under that
That's
building.
true.
Because there's tin on the side of the building. That's got that plastic lining on the inside. I'll put this water trough right there at that door, so in the morning I can just open that door, yank that water trough. I'm not even going to put much water in it.
Right.
Just enough that they can drink. Honestly, they're probably not even going to drink much water tonight, no way.
But they'll have it.
But they'll have it if they want it.
Yeah, without it.
Well, let's see what we can do. Yeah, y'all see the kick panels that's in this trailer? That's to keep any animal that's in here from kicking. I mean, if they kick, it doesn't dent the outside skirts of the trailer. That's there actually to protect the trailer, but if a cow lays up against that, it's going to be a whole lot warmer than laying up against that metal there, the aluminum on the side. You know what's going to happen, don't you?
What?
That one right there is going to be the one that goes on the trailer, and then we're not going to be able to get him off of there.
We'll get him off somehow or another.
What needs to be done?
He can come out that side door if he has
No,
to.
what we need to do so he ain't on there messing us up is if we can get them cows in here, see if he can't close that gate over yonder and keep him out of here.
I will. If we can't, though, it just... Because they may follow him up on there.
Yeah.
He's their leader.
I don't want him in the way. I think he's going to be a pain to get back off.
Are you ready? I'm going to go... Well, you go grab your trough.
I probably should have put like part of the bag in there.
Yeah.
Come on, calf. Here, calf. Come on. All right, that one's figuring it out. Come on. Come on. That black and there we go. There we go.
Just give them a minute. Let them figure it out. Just hold on.
All right, now shut the gate behind them. There. I knew it would go. All right, boys.
Hold on.
Y'all just go on up there. That's fine. Wouldn't that be something? They just walk right up there. Come on. Come on, boy. Go on out there.
Let's give them a minute.
They said, what's in there? Is this a new home? Actually kind of is your new home. That one right there is the one that worries me. This one with the horns. This one's, he's sort of wild.
Oh, here.
Now I can't get by him to drag the feed trough on there. He's hunting a way to jump out. I'm not sure this feed trough will go through that door.
You don't think so?
Mm-mm.
Ooh, cows. Uh-oh. Camera, the camera. It's okay, it's okay. It's okay, it's okay. There you go.
I mean, just perfect.
All right, you got it? Now, just holler for him.
Come on.
Don't push him.
Come on. Come on.
Come on.
Come on. Come on. Go on up in there. Go up in That black and almost went. He backed out.
He stuck his head under that gate right there.
Come on. Come on.
Give him time.
That's why I wanted to do this tonight, though. So I know Dad's going to be trying to load these crazy things.
Hold on. Lock that door, Jacob.
Well, I sure hate we missed that. But we pulled the camera out of here because we scared it was going to get tore up by the cows.
Yeah, because they knocked it down and...
But once one of them seen the feed was on there, the rest of them was fighting to get up there.
Yeah, they squeezed through the door both at the same time.
Where's the other one? Oh, it's back there.
Hello.
So we'll let them chill out for just a minute because they've got pretty worked up right now. And I'll open that side door over there on the other side and put their water trough in. I tell you, working cows makes me nervous. Every time.
If we had a better way to load them, which is what we always say, but we don't load cows but what, twice a year, so that's why we've never,
Hardly
I guess,
even that.
justified ever even building anything. But it's right here, worked like a charm.
I mean, it worked, yeah. It was sketchy.
Yeah, he stuck his, I tell you, the weak spot.
Right there.
Right there. It's high enough he could get his head under there, and he was trying to lift it up.
Yep.
So, you know, that was our only weak spot because I think they wasn't going to jump because this was so close and the roof was so close.
I seen that Holstein in there. His head went over like this right here one time, like he was.
Well, he's so tall.
Yeah, it was like he was scoping it out, like he wanted to jump.
Yeah, but
they're on there.
you know, if
Thank
we'd have been
goodness.
in a hurry in the morning doing that, it wouldn't have went that good.
No, it wasn't. Oh,
It
in
took
the-
us what, 15 minutes?
Yeah, because as soon as we cut the camera off and put the camera out,
Yeah.
everything started working like it's supposed to. So
Well, I think that was freaking them out too.
it may have been,
I think
sure
it
enough.
was,
It,
so.
it sure enough could have been.
Well, there
They ain't used to having this thing standing in
There
here in
they
their
are.
way. Let's because the trailer's parked on the water hose up there. Let's go ahead and take all this down, and I'll pull up and resituate the trailer.
Okay.
Because right now the trailer's actually against the barn, and if they're in there bouncing around,
You don't want it against
it'll
the
be
barn.
rubbing against the barn, so it might scratch the trailer and mess up the tin on the barn.
Right. Well, they got their food, so they're like, okay.
Yeah, let's look back in there. Oh, yeah, they're content. Them three right there are very motivated by food.
Jacob, there's the cow. There's Jacob's cow. ain't they?
Yeah, he's been working on feeding them, so he's gonna get the money out of one of them.
Yep. He's worked hard for a long time feeding them cows. I think the reason it made me nervous is because that the black one with the horns is kind of wild.
It's very wild.
And he's got horns.
Yeah, it's.
You know what I mean?
And he can use those horns to.
Well, you use them to stab me.
I ain't worried about them hurting me. They're too scared of you to get around you.
Yeah, well, if they get scared, that's their mode of protection.
But they went on there. I mean, I tell you. That right there, I've worried about this all day long.
I know.
I am so glad.
I have too.
So glad they're on here.
Did you go get them some hay?
Huh?
Did you go get them some hay? Not yet.
Not yet. I'll throw it in there here.
Well, they're down here eating right now. There you go.
I like that door.
Need some WD-40 on it.
Put a whole lot in it. I won't be able to get it out in the morning if they don't drink it all.
All is well in the new chicken coop.
Put y'all a little hay in there for you to nibble on. Which I'm sure you're probably going to walk all over it and you won't eat it. They seem all right. They don't seem too upset. But one thing about it, y'all got plenty of room to lay down in there, so I hope you do before you get comfortable. We pulled the feed trough out of there, so that's not going to be in their way anymore. They eat all the feed. I got one more thing I need to do, and that's check the tire pressure on these tires. They look like they might be sagging just a little. They're not really bad, but they are somewhat sagging. We do got a pretty good ride we got to take. It's a little over an hour, probably about an hour and 10 minutes from us to where we've got to go with these cows. That's why we went ahead and done this tonight, because we were going to have very, very little time in the morning to get these things loaded. And like we've already said, if we'd have had one little mistake, we couldn't have made it to the processor on time. So anyways, we will catch y'all bright and early in the morning. Well, it's the next morning. Everybody's still. Looks like everybody's ready to go. They wondered what in the world's going on, why they stuck on this trailer. We get the truck cranked up. Go get them a little bit of sweet feed, pour in there, and we're gonna be hitting the road. Evidently we had a little bit of snow last night. More so over this way than we did at our house. But we just passed a white spot on the road.
Yep.
Everybody's roofs is white.
It's a little dusting.
Yeah, it's pretty though. Right here's a white spot in the road. Now, y'all, we're like 10 minutes from our house, and we didn't. Only snow we seen at our house was just a little bit laying in the windowsills on the truck.
Yep.
And getting over here, there's you know, it's obviously just a little bit of light dusting, but there's snow laying everywhere. It's surprising there's that much difference in that short of a span there.
Me and the kids were just talking about when we were getting gas just now. You know, this is the hardest part, I think, of raising your own food. You know, it's kind of sad to see them go. Like, we're glad to see them go because we're tired of feeding them. But, you know, we've had them for a year, and you can't help but get a little attached to them. But
even though you get aggravated at them all the time, you
Yeah.
still somewhat get attached to them.
yeah, so this is, you know, by far the hardest part of it. It's much easier just to drive to Walmart and buy a steak and never know where it come from. You know, as far as mental goes, you know, mentally. But we know these steers had a wonderful life, and we made sure of it. And so it's just, you know, it's just part of it.
And something else I want to talk about while we're on our way is, you know, there's 3 steers back there, and that's obviously more beef than what we're going to be able to eat. And so what we usually do is, you know, even if we've only got 1 steer, we would keep maybe a half of it, or whatever cow we're taking to the processor. Don't have to be a steer, but we would keep like half of it and sell the other half to sort of recoup some of the cost we have in raising that animal. And on this go around, we've got 1 whole steer sold. We've got another 3/4 of a steer sold. So we have one person who's taking a half, and we have somebody else who's wanting to try this. They've never bought a cow like this before. They're getting 1/4 of a cow. And so we're going to take back the other 1/4 of the cow, and we'll have that for ourselves. And then we're actually donating the other whole cow to Western North Carolina. We have been in touch with a bunch of people up there, and we actually could have sold it pretty easy. We had a lot of people interested in it. But that's just something that, I don't know, we kind of felt like we needed to do.
And it's right here at Christmas.
Yeah. So we're taking one whole cow here. All the meat from 1 whole cow is going to Western North Carolina. Like I said, we've been
and that'll be enough beef. You know, we know a lot of people don't have ways to store a whole cow. We realize that, but it's going to be split between multiple families.
Yeah, it's going to go to more than one person. It'll be several families. So, anyways, that's what was kind of laid on us to do with that other cow, and so that's where it's going. But anyway, so we're only going to have like 1/4 of a cow out of all this beef that we're hauling to the processor. We're only getting about 1/4 back, which is not really a lot of beef, but we're not too worried about it right now because we've got hamburger that's coming up that's going to be ready to process probably early spring.
That's what I would say, spring.
And, you know, so we'll be getting probably half of him back, and we'll probably sell half of him, I would imagine. We'll just see how things go when we get there.
See how the freezer looks.
Yeah, see how the freezer looks. I mean, I ain't got nothing against taking a whole cow.
I'm going to be honest with you. We go through a lot more beef since the kids have gotten older.
Well, Jacob, that's all he eats is beef.
Since they've gotten older, we go through a lot of it.
But anyways, that's our plan. That's where these 3 calves are going. I just thought I'd share that with you. And here in North Carolina, you know, you can sell the cow, and then once you get them to the processor, you know, when you do it like whole cow, half cow, 1/4 cow, whatever, they go pick up their meat and they pay the processor for the processing.
We're just hauling them there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how we always roll with that. And it's a good way to, you know, it does cost extra to feed out, you know, another cow or 2 or whatever, but it's a good way to recoup the costs that go into it. I'm not going to say you really make a lot of money off of it or anything, but you do at least get back what you get.
Yeah.
I mean, what you've got in it.
Turn left.
And then you can pretty much say that you get your beef for free.
Right. That's our goal anymore with anything. I mean, I'm talking about the chickens, anything. That's our goal is, you know, it used to be years ago, we were like, we're going to do this and we're going to make a living at it and so on and so forth. And where we live, it just wasn't feasible for what I was willing to do for it, I guess I should say, because I wasn't going to farmers markets and stuff and wasn't going to. Our goal for everything is pretty much just to get back what we've got in feed.
Look, I don't mean to change the subject, but look at the snow laying right here.
I know.
Look at that. It's white. It's so pretty. I wish it was all covered in white. This is the first snow we've seen so far.
Especially me.
I hadn't been to them since they moved.
Turn left. Then the destination is on your left.
I don't know if you ought to pull down in there.
I don't either. You see an office door?
Maybe up there on the front of the building. Maybe.
Proceed to the route.
There it goes. Now I've got all this mess to do something with. I guess I'm just going to shovel it out onto the garden here and let it break down and do its thing over the winter. And this was the one part about why I didn't really want to leave them on the trailer overnight. But I'm going to tell y'all, to our surprise, it took quite a bit longer than it should have to get there because of the slick roads and stuff. The farther along we got, the slicker everything got. So we had to go really slow and be extra careful with all that. Probably did.
Give it something to stick to.
Well, we've got it cleaned out pretty good. I'm going to take a blower, leaf blower, and get all the little crumbs blowed out of there, and I think it'll be all right.
It went good.
It did go good.
Yeah.
One question I want to answer that we get a whole lot is, well, actually the question was, do we butcher our own beef? And I guess today's video answered that question. But the reason why is, for one, we don't have a place to hang the beef to let it age.
No.
Like a walk-in cooler or something like that. You know, you don't have to age pork and you don't have to age chicken, so we do all that on our own.
And we don't have usually, especially the last several years, we don't have a long enough cold spell. Because we used to hang deer too, but...
Yeah, we would actually hang deer in the barns.
Yeah.
But it would get so cold.
It would be fine.
It would be fine.
We
and
would
this
have a long enough cold streak that it would be okay, but...
Now, this cold streak we're in right now probably would have actually been a good time to do it.
It
but
would be. It's on my bucket list, though.
Yeah, I mean, one of these days, I think it would be cool to do our own beef.
Yeah.
It really would. But for now, we let somebody else take care of it, and that's one less thing we don't have to do, and we just have to pay them for it.
If you're anywhere near Yadkinville, or if you're not, like us, but we still drive there, I mean, that
Yep.
they do a fine job there at Cool Springs, and you know, we found them probably about 5 years ago and have used them ever since.
And they just moved into that facility, I guess, what, a year ago now?
Yeah.
A little over a year
Something
ago.
like that, yeah.
We hadn't took a cow to them since they've been there.
Right.
So I don't know how long that's been, but yeah, it's been a while. They used to be in Elkin, and so this was the first time we've ever been to the place in Yadkinville.
In Yadkinville, yeah.
But anyways, I guess that's going to about wrap it up for today's video.
Yep.
I hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope you might have learned a little something.
Till we see y'all on the next one.
Y'all have a good one.
Have a good one.